Hello there, my friends. Welcome to the Glow Up Method. This is the place where we talk all things personal transformation, personal rebirth, growth, inspiration, all in this pursuit to live a life that makes us individually proud. Hi, my name is Natasha, and I'm so lucky to be here today. If you don't know, am currently 13 days post-op. I had decided to do a panniculectomy. It was a very big decision. It was something that I was like, okay, we'll go through the motions and get it approved from insurance and stuff. But it wasn't something I was thinking about. And with as crazy as this year has been with Chris moving out, then us dating and stuff with the kids and trying to get a project going and trying to get a loan and all these things, I didn't have the time to deep dive this. And so I kind of went into it blind. I was like, I'll learn on the fly. I am well aware of medical stuff. I got this. This is my sauce. This is my jam, whatever, and I know how to heal. I know what to do. It's going to be fine. I'm tough. Let me tell you, I did not do the proper research. I went through with it. There were a lot of things in my gut that were saying I didn't want to, but I did it. And I contemplated, not because, of so many fears and worries, that I was like, there's no better time than now. There's no risk. There's no reward. The thing is, when you have carried over 140 pounds for so long and you've had 4 children, some of which are large, some of which are small, but you've had all that and you've had all this weight of the world and trauma that you don't necessarily know how to process. I believe it just stores itself on you. And for me and many women out there in particular, men as well, but especially women, it likes to accumulate in our bellies. And when I lost the weight, one of the things that I most frequently got is people were like, are you afraid to lose the weight because of saggy skin? I'm like, no, that's not a reason to not lose weight, is because I don't want saggy skin. It's worse being large, because I've been both. It's worse being large. It's harder on your body. It's harder on your mental. It's harder on a lot of overall being large with a big hard belly versus being small with some sagging skin. And now granted, there was approximately 5 to 6 pounds was removed. So I'm carrying around a 6-pound backpack and my belly, let's say a 6-pound fanny pack, but in belly pack. So we're going to 6-pound belly pack. And I had created problems on things like my back and my sciatica and being able to move. I remember there's yoga poses I've done, especially in that heated yoga, where you jump and it sounds like you fart because your skin is now flapping against your leg. It's heavy, it's burdensome, and yeah, spandex does a great job at kind of keeping it together, but I'm not one of those women to wear shapewear and listen, I am who I am. I'm not doing all that kind of business unless I'm in a dress or something like that I still throw on those bangs or whatever. But it was a very personal decision. It came to me, I've said on here a few times, because I really wanted to give myself permission to release those things that no longer served me. And I felt like this skin had done a great job. It served me well when I was 300 pounds. It protected my organs. It served me well. I just didn't need it anymore. And despite everything I did, from intermittent fasting to ab workouts to, high cardio to yoga to Pilates, there was no shrinking it. There was no it going away. And you have to clean it so it doesn't get rashes. And you have to put deodorants and things like this on it so it doesn't chafe. It's always there. It's just this other part of me that's always there. And I don't want it to be there, but I don't know what to do with it. And after years of doing everything, I was told there's nothing more you can do. It's just going to be this way. And I started thinking, I'm like, my back is only going to get worse. Gravity is only going to get more, not as friendly to me. Why? Why? I can't wear a bikini or bathing suit. Not that I really want to, but the fat just falls out of it and the skin falls out of it. Not even the fat. It's the skin and the tissues. So I made that decision and I went through with it. And as you all know, I did not do it easy, right? I'm not one of those people who 2 days later was doing 4,000 to 8,000 steps. Hello, I'm not even there yet. I had complications, post-surgical complications that literally led me to seeing the other side. Like, I was in the waiting room, whatever it is, I was there. And it was beautiful and it was peaceful and it was warm and it was filled with laughter. Everything I love, everything I ever wanted of this life, I found there. But I came back. I made the choice, or somebody made it for me. I don't know. Or something, a source. And that's a reminder that my story isn't done here. And these last 2 weeks have been a challenge. And the more independent I become in some senses, it also is a reminder of how dependent I am. You know, things like putting on my own shoes. I got to do my own socks now, and I can put on my own pants, and I've worn leggings a couple times. I'm appreciating the extra compression, but it's really hard when I'm like, I look better in these damn leggings before the surgery without all the pain than I do now because everything is so swollen. And I've got these tubes coming out of my thighs that hurt, that I ripped stitches on, I think, because I could see like stitches on it. I don't even know how that happened, but I believe it happened when, you know, my body was like thrust around like a rag doll when, and by my own thing, when I was unconscious, you know, like the priority was not, let's be very gentle on the scars and the leg. It was like, get her down. And I think I was laying on these tubes and it pulled things and they've popped off, and my body's gone through a lot of crap in these last 13 days. And I'm expecting it to be like, I don't have the patience. And it's taxing, right? It's taxing on the people around me because now they're not just in their own happy bubbles. They have to do things for me. Like, Chris has got to milk these things. I mean, granted, I could figure out how to do it. I just don't want to. And, I need help showering. I get very weak, especially at the end of the day. I'm like spent. I want my dinner after this and I have to have somebody prepare it for me because I can't care, like I'm unable to. So I know I can't. My kids keep reminding me like, that's a bad word. That's a word. It's like, okay, I'm unable to, it's unsafe to, like, I want to, I really do, but I'm not there yet. And so this is a slow process. And the beauty of it is I'm getting 1% better each day. I mean, today I got to do something with my son. Like I did for a few minutes some dance. It was like a dance kind of like walk. It's a low impact thing. It's not really dancing. I mean, for me, it's not. I'm not, I'm more or less moving, doing a couple steps side to side, a couple steps on a diagonal, more front forward, whatever. But it made me feel good. Like I found some kind of movement that moves me. I love music. And it makes that time that I'm walking with music and putting my hands in the air and woohing and wahing, hoohing and hahing and hooting and hollering. It makes it feel like I'm just having a good time. I'm not working out. And that's been the secret for my success, right? Has been showing up consistently and finding what I love and leaning into it. Just because I want to work out, it doesn't mean it needs to be work. Like fitness can be fun. And I found what's fun for me. Some people have fun jogging or riding bikes or, paddleboarding, whatever these things are, rowing. For me, having fun is dancing, listening to music, being part of a community. That's what feeds my soul. And so I do that. And so being able to do that these last few days, I felt a little more alive. And I've noticed my body's been able to, get rid of some of this extra swelling, which is just such an added bonus because it's heavy and it hurts and it's just yuck, it feels terrible. But I still have these tubes, so I've got to take things careful. I'm still severely anemic. We'll do some blood work tomorrow. My hematocrit was down to 6.7 or hemoglobin, whatever it was. So I got to take it easy. I can't overload my heart. I need the healing to go, I don't want to push myself too far and set myself back. So you need to find that balance of being like, what is it I can do today? So that's why I say originally today was my 7,000 bump up because I've been bumping up by 1,000 my day because I'm tolerating it more. I'm not, my heart isn't beating at 130 anymore. I look on my Apple Watch and usually I'm not that like into the numbers and stuff like that, but I've been watching the trends, and it did spike up during the surgery, and following the surgery, it spiked up, but it's slowly coming down. My resting heart rate is getting back to its more normal 50 numbers. And instead of hovering in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, I am coming back. I'm snapping back. It's just going to take time, and understanding that I'm 1% better. And yesterday was supposed to be my 6,000 step day, and today was supposed to be my 7,000 step. And I always kind of gauge it. And today I'm already at 5,950. However, doesn't mean I have to bump up to the 8,000. If I can make it there, great. But if I can't and I do 7,000 2 days in a row, that's fine too, because I already went above and beyond yesterday. Even if I do 7,000 steps in one, that's great. If there becomes a day where this is all I could do, that's okay too. Taking it slowly and breaking up in chunks has been really beneficial. I'm taking my meals smaller, breaking them up in chunks. And so that's the reminder to you. It's like small and steady progress is so much better than going, 10,000 steps today, and then tomorrow I'm not able to move because I haven't used those muscles, or my heart isn't able to do that. And maybe what you see on the outside is not a reflection of all the healing and cells and all the work that my body is doing internally. So you have to give this space grace. And I'm not the same person I was 2 weeks ago. I'm different. There's a part of me that's actually missing, and it's a strange experience. And especially when I'm like, I have been through the kind of craziness I have been through. So I'm getting things better. I got some things accomplished today, which felt really good, that have been kind of hanging on my shoulders. And I'm grateful for that, so much so. So I say all this to say to you, I really want you to understand that where your foundation is, like how you create your roots, is such a fundamental part of your journey. That even when you get knocked down and you're nothing, and everything in a sense is stripped from you, you know who you are. You know what things make you proud. I was able this afternoon, I was like, you know what? I had done enough walking, for my steps. I took a seat, and I happened to look outside, and the sun was shining, and it flashed me back to those times telling my son, go out in the sun for the healing, get the vitamin D, da 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 da. And I, in a sense, was my own guide. I heard my voice talking to him, and I walked outside. I took the wheelchair so I was safe, sat in the wheelchair, turned towards the sun, felt the sun hit me, felt the healing. I put on this high frequency healing music on my phone, put it on my lap. On a very low level, I was listening to the birds and the squirrels running around, and I just felt in peace and beautiful. And I thought about my son and his various journeys, and my that led us to the outside and led us to walks and things like that. And so I sent him a message and said, I'm outside if you want to go for a walk, let's go, a 1-block walk. And that's what I really planned on starting with. But when he came out, I said, why don't we try this? Why don't we take the wheelchair? And if I get tired, then I'll have the wheelchair to sit in. And if I can make it, I can make it. And so it was like, I'd walk a block or two and sit for a block or two, and he'd push me. I'd walk a block or two, and we were gone for an hour. And there were these beautiful wildflowers and birds and the sun, and we had a talk, and it was this full circle moment where we have created this safe space, this place where healing mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically has transpired through our walks. I have, they began with his brain tumor, and my other son, when he had a concussion, and my other son when he had knee surgery, and then went to my other son's knee surgery. Like, it has been this healing place where just walking up and down the street, up in nature, and doing what you can do, it's this life force. It's this beautiful thing. And we have created this space where you can talk his video games, his career, his choices, and where I could, use him as my guinea pig to talk about the things that we talk about on here, and to, say those things to him, and then see it play out sometimes, or see it not play out because, he has his own opinions or wants. But it's nice to see the consistency. It's nice to see small things to go where you can go from walking, 2 blocks to walking 3, and have this physical guide, and have this full circle moment with him where it was like I was the caregiver and the supporter, to where in a sense he was my caregiver and supporter. you know, where he was the one who had the ability to push me around and encourage me and tell me, don't get your heart rate too fast and sit down. And, you know, like it was this place where it was just a beautiful moment, and it's so pure and loving, and I'm so grateful for that. And so find the things in your life that move you. If you like to walk and be out in nature, do that. If you like music, you know, whatever kind of music, if you like, you know, upbeat music, dance. If you prefer like, you know, tranquil music, meditate, yoga, Pilates, bar, like there's so many options out there for you to be healthy. And the health is definitely wealth. And the health doesn't just mean a physical thing. This metamorphosis, this transformation, it all begins from the inside and then it exudes out. So continue to do your work, continue to show up for you and do things that make you proud. Even if you've never danced, I had never danced in a public setting since I was a little kid, or at, you know, school dances, or maybe a nightclub or a bar or something like that. I wasn't a big dancer. It wasn't something that I thought I could do confidently, you know. And when I stopped worrying what other people were going to think about me or see me and be like, that's not a dancer, or, you know, whatever it is. Then when I stopped caring and I let them think whatever they wanted to think about them, I let them do whatever they wanted to do, say whatever they wanted to say, and knew I was just showing up for me and that I was there to have a good time and share my positive energy. When I knew my why, when I knew what my energy and my intentions were, I didn't care about other people anymore. I didn't worry that they would look at me and be like, oh, she got that wrong. I didn't care. I only had time to focus on all the good that I was bringing, all the challenges I was overcoming, all the strides I was making to become somebody different. And so, like I say, when I get to do this walking, the same things that I used to do before, and even though I've been set back in a sense, I had already done all the work that has set me up for success. I can keep up and do all these things, and so can you. So even if there's a time where you have to stop and your life changes and priorities and shift and things like that, or you can get back to where you were. And it does take time. It's a process, but you can get there. And so I am living proof of that wherever you set your roots and your foundation, if you have it rooted in your foundation, set in what makes you proud, you're doing it. Like, that's amazing. I am so honestly proud of you. And I know it's not about me being proud of you. It's about you being proud of you. But I am here to support you. And I think that if that is your guiding force, and you ask yourself before you do anything, will this make, you know, am I proud of this? Am I proud if I'm snippy at this person? Am I proud if I honk at this person? You know, and then you may second guess and be like, no, that's not the person I really want to show up as. This is the person I want. And what is this person that you want to show up as? How do they navigate in this world? And when you do that, you have this alignment with your inner voice, your inner child. And I think it's so important. So I gotta say, so on our walk, we walked through this hospital and there were these pinwheels, and I grabbed a pinwheel and I was just having the wind blow the pinwheel through the hospital. It was closed. It's just like a smaller kind of hospital thing. But we walked through there because it's like a peaceful kind of healing kind of place. And then I had the pinwheel and I felt like a big kid again. So when was the last time you were a big kid and you were able to like tap into your inner kid and align with your outer adult? Because that there is where the magic is, where you don't care if somebody's looking at you as a 48-year-old woman in a wheelchair spinning a pinwheel. That is living. Like, that is allowing your inner child to be set free. And that's where your creativity is. That's where your magic is. That is where your life and energy force is. So really lean into that. Do something today and for the next 10 days, if you can, that really connects, even for a few minutes, with your inner child. You love coloring. Did you love like singing music? Did you love blowing bubbles? Did you love going on the swings, playing with a pinwheel, flying a kite, riding a bike? Connect with your inner child again and allow them to be free. Just because we've aged, it doesn't mean we have to be acting grown up all the time. So I say all this to say, please go out there today. Give yourself, number one, a big smile. Give yourself a compliment. Today, I'm going to compliment myself on embracing my inner child and having an amazing time with a little thing called a pinwheel. And I'm going to also say, please go out there then and give someone else a big smile. Give them a compliment. and just watch the gift of watching someone else glow up in your glow up journey. So thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.